Never knew a moment could feel so right, could slow down time like this. Everything I needed is in your eyes and in your mind. Maybe it's crazy to fall so soon, give it all to you, hey, but I don't care what they say. Please promise me you'll stay, 'cause I'm not going anywhere. Hold me under the stars, 'cause what's mine could be yours if you want it. Baby, show me all that you are, 'cause tonight I'll be yours if you want it. You make me so bold, you make me so bold, you make me so bold, you make me so, you make me so.
Hello, hello, hello. It is good to be back. This is your boy Brawling Media here. So for those who don't know, I've actually started a company that's called Blair High Performance Solutions. And we actually design, build, install home theaters, and we deploy smart homes. And now the Beast Unleashed, for those of you who watched the Beast Unleashed episodes, there's 17 of them. They chronicle the building of the theater. That theater is actually now a showroom. So in this video, we are going to go over the smart home. Now, specifically, the focus is on home theater and surrounding areas, but the concepts that I cover are applicable throughout your home. All right, so Control4, I install Control4 locally. I also do remotely. So Control4 is what I went to after leaving Harmony. And stay tuned, you're gonna see a Harmony Elite versus Control4 Neo comparison coming up. So we're going to go over the control aspect of Control4. So we will go over theater control. We will go over content scrolling, you know, how you actually select your content. We will talk over integration aspects with lighting. We will discuss security functions. We will look at the deep linking with Josh AI, and Josh AI is the next biggest thing to happen, both in home theater and in the smart home space. I cannot wait for you to see what we're doing with this. So, and there's a lot more, so stick around for the whole video. I do not think it's going to be a short one, but it will be worth it. Let us take a moment to examine the architecture of a typical smart home install. I use Control4, as I mentioned. I do the installation, programming, etc. So first you need a router. Not just any router, you need a good router that's reliable. ISP routers are rarely sufficient. Then after you have your router in place, you need a network switch, a good one. So I usually do Package or Arachnus. Then you have your controller. This is a controller that is made by Control4, and that is going to be the brain of your project. And then you have your actual project, which is where all of the device additions and programming happens. That's where you add your buildings, your levels, your rooms, and then you add the devices within those rooms. And then after you have your architecture, then you start programming, making your connections, and doing your system design. On the Control4 remote, if I'm going to start an activity, you have watch, listen, and then I have certain modes programmed. So you can just jump directly to your apps. I hit watch. Okay, I can choose to watch Kaleidoscape. my movie browser, which lets me browse my Kaleidoscape movie collection, view YouTube, Paramount Plus, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and a bevy of other apps. This is the SR260 remote. This is for button lovers. When I first got this, I used it I have a separate gym showroom. That's actually a 7.2.4 showroom, and it has a power rack for powerlifting in the middle of it. But this is bulletproof, and it is just, this got dropped and knocked around and accidentally kicked and accidentally stepped on, and it survived. If you have young children and you can only go with one remote, I would probably say go with this one. On this remote, you hit watch, and then you're going to use your arrow to navigate to your actual activity. So here I've entered into the cinema, and then I have Kaleidoscape, movie browser, YouTube, Paramount Plus, everything that you just saw on the Neo, except I'm using the arrow keys to select. This has a button here to wake it up, 2 volume buttons. It's basically a volume rocker actually on the side, which streamlines a content consumption experience. So here I have cinema selected, but I can just as easily tap the room and switch to a different room. And I can do the same thing on the Neo as well. All right, so here I have my watch menu, listen. I can select my lighting, I can change my lighting that are linked to the cinema. One of the things that I've done, and this has been extremely useful, is mode for the Trinov. So I have a front row MLP mode, a rear row MLP mode, full house, my showroom demo mode, which ticks the bass up a little bit, immersive only if I want to mute all of the channels except for the ceiling channels, and surrounds only, which mutes all channels except for the surround channels. So I'm just gonna run through the process of selecting a movie on Kaleidoscape without even turning on to browse the actual screen, although I do love to browse the screen. Hit watch, here, hit watch, hit movie browser. This I've programmed to browse my Kaleidoscape movie collection. Hit movie browser over here. It does the same exact thing. The same movies, the same order. So I can scroll. When I hit a movie here or hit a movie here, that's when it turns on the projector, turns on the processor, switches the inputs, gets everything ready, and it actually launches the movie as well. For listen menu, same exercise. Going to hit listen on the touch panel. Going to hit listen on the Neo remote. I'm going to hit Cinema Rune, which is how I consume my music. Cinema Rune, that's how I consume my music. Then I can go to my playlist, audiophile tunes. You're going to see me do the same thing on the Neo remote. Audiophile tunes. Audiophile tunes is loading. Audiophile tunes are loading. And here now I have my audiophile tunes, which is what I use for demo because there's such a broad range of content in here. So yes, so this is how you browse your content without actually turning your system on. Here we have Harmony on the left, the Control4 Neo on the right. They are roughly the same size height-wise. The Harmony is a lot thicker. If you take a look here, that's thick. You take a look here, that is actually really thin. A pro for the Harmony is that it's backlit. So let me just bring it a little closer. So I have my screen here, you see my activities. The buttons are backlit. On the Control4 Neo, the buttons are not backlit, but there are so few buttons that after a day of using it, I didn't need them. There is a small, you can't see it, but you can feel it. There's a small little knob here that lets you know you're touching the back button. And that's all you need to know as a frame of reference, because everything else is menu is down here, volume rocker, channel rocker, and then home, mute, and power off. I use this, and not only myself, my children use a Neo remote every day with no backlighting. So the backlighting for brand new users, it takes about a day to get used to, but because there are so few buttons, you don't need it. You're not turning on a device and then scrolling on screen to find your app. When you select an app on the Control4 Neo screen, it is turning on all of your devices, switching them to the right inputs, and launching the app on your streaming device so that by the time your device powers on, you are already staring at the app that you selected on screen. That is extremely powerful. When I used the Harmony, it just turned on the streaming box, and then I had to navigate to the app that I wanted. So this has made things a lot more streamlined, specifically for my family, but for me as well. So we do need to have the conversation of why automate your home. Now, it's a question that could be complex, but fundamentally, it's really not. Automation makes your life easier in a number of ways. It also increases the accessibility to the more complex areas of your system to other members of the family. All right, so as an example, I have my 5-year-old telling Josh AI to turn on YouTube. All right, I have my wife turning on Hulu to watch the shows that she likes using the Control4 system. These are things that neither would do in the theater specifically before the introduction of smart home elements. So it makes life easier, not just for you as the user, but for your family as well, specifically the non-technical members or elements of your family. All right, so that is one piece. Okay, let's take a fun look at the gym. All right, the gym, full Atmos cinema, even if you take the gym equipment out. But with the gym equipment in there, you now have an experience that is absolutely outstanding. You can be doing the hardest of work, putting your body through some rigor, but doing it in full surround sound or pristine 2-channel, depending on your content choice. Hey Josh, let's watch YouTube. All right, lights got dim, YouTube came up. Hey Josh, it is very dark in here. All right, there we go. So it turned on some down lights to give me some light. Say I want more. Hey Josh, turn on the gym lights. Oh, okay. There are times where we're lifting. If I'm lifting and the bench is flat, I have a light directly above me. So what do? Hey Josh, it's too bright in here. The light dims. Then I'm no longer being baked by the light overhead. Very important if you've ever done bench pressing. For someone who appreciates technological advances, then this is the next phase. This is the direction in which home technology is going. And I think that it's really important to get in now. The concept of the smart home or the automated home, these concepts have been around for quite a while. They started to grow with the introduction of Alexa and Google Home. But in all honesty, and I've done the Alexa configuration, as a matter of fact, I have several videos that involve me using Alexa to control relatively complex elements of this specific theater that I'm sitting in now. The difference between Alexa and Josh AI, for instance, is that with Alexa, you need to have specific commands memorized. Don't deviate from the commands that you've memorized, or it simply will not work. That, and also Alexa did not allow for the deep linking, actually using voice control to pull up specific content. And you will see how I do that using my voice later on, just by mentioning the show or the movie that I want to see. So those are really the two biggest things that separate the most modern automated home features from yesteryear. And I'm not talking down to those who utilize Alexa and Google Home. They are still viable choices, but for the highest end and for the highest reliability, you cannot do better than Josh AI combined with a smart home control system like Control4 or Crestron or Savant. All right, so here's a really important part of this. So say I'm watching something, I'm watching on the Neo right now, and then I hit pause. When I hit pause on the Neo, then the cinema lights go up a little bit, but so will the gym lights and the bathroom lights to give me a straight pathway to the bathroom. All right, so here we go. Check it out. I'm going to hit pause. Lights came on. So now I have a straight pathway. I get up from my theater seat and I have a straight pathway now. I'm leaving. I have a little bit of light from the gym can, and then I have the bathroom lights that they turn on to 40% to give me a nice dim thing. But also, if I walk in, listen. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's a classical music playlist that's being played right now. And that triggers once I hit pause. Anytime I hit pause on anything playing in the theater, clicks, launched it. Again, the goal here is simplicity, not having to navigate through menus to access an app that you want to use. HBO Max, it's you select what you want to watch and it drives your system to do it. No matter how complex the system is, everything is taken care of on the programming end for Control4. So all you do is hit the button, and then it will switch all of your inputs. It will do whatever needs to happen. If you have a masking screen, and you say you use a Lumigen, it will automatically use your Lumigen to send a signal to the masking screen or from the kaleidoscope, so you know what the aspect ratio is for whatever you've engaged. I mean, there's a lot. And last but not least, let's end at the top with kaleidoscope. And notice anytime you start something, the remote is going to show the logo of what you're actually playing. It will show that logo. And there you go. You can navigate your screen to your heart's desire. All right. So that is a synopsis of how we use a Control4 system. Now we're going to head over to show you how I use Josh AI. Okay, time to get a little fancy. Let's look at deep linking, okay? Hey Josh, let's watch The Atom Project.
Now watching Atom Project.
Hey Josh, let's watch Star Trek Discovery.
Now watching Star Trek Discovery.
Hey Josh, let's watch Dave Chappelle.
Now watching Dave Chappelle.
Okay, let's play around with the voice a little bit. Hey Josh, it's a little dark in here.
Now a little brighter.
Hey Josh, turn the lights up a little more, please.
The lights are now a little brighter.
Hey Josh, let's watch Kaleidoscape.
Input switched.
Hey Josh, let's watch Netflix.
Input switched.
Hey Josh, I would like to watch Hulu.
Input switched.
Hey Josh, turn the lights off and then show me The Atom Project on Netflix.
Sure thing, the cinema lights are now off. Now watching Atom Project.
Hey Josh, I would like to watch Paramount Plus.
Opening Paramount Plus.
Okay Josh, let's watch Disney Plus.